All right, y'all, welcome back. So there are a few other resources that I want to share, but I am not going to be able to go into these on this platform, on YouTube. So I'm gonna have to do a different part of this series, probably behind a paywall. It won't be much, like a few dollars, that you all can access through some sort of membership on like Vimeo or something else. I might, redo a Patreon because I removed, or I say suspended, but it kind of sounds like the platform suspended me. No, I chose to discontinue that Biblical History of Medicine Collective a few years back. But I think I'm gonna have to start it back up. Not that in particular, but kind of, because there are going to be aspects to that series that again will probably be censored in some way or just not even allowed on YouTube according to their policies and stuff. And I would not want younger audiences to be exposed to a lot of this stuff anyway. I understand many of our people in our generations are desensitized, unfortunately. But I have yet to be able to get through this resource. And it's not very many pages, but it's enough. It's way too many pages actually filled with images that are truly, oh, I don't even want to scroll down any further, truly horrible. So, but it's a part of history, our history, and it's important to remember these people and to understand something that is still prevalent, unfortunately, and happening today. For those who may have missed it in a previous video, I did talk about the reality that the first and only anti lynching law was enacted in 2022. 2022. Right. Right. Insanity. Um and so where some people may think that this is some distant past history that's no longer relevant, no, we've lost many lives already. And may they rest in peace and power to this violent act within the last 2 years alone. For those who are tapped in and understand that, it is still very much prevalent and alive, the spirit behind something like this. And so we're going to get into it. Yeah, we're going to get into it. Also, this is another source that I've referenced. I own a physical copy of this as well. It's a very old cover. It has since been updated. It's like red now. But it's The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from Colonial Times to the Present. And she also mentioned some Africans as well. Because again, there are there's nuance and distinction between the ethnic groups that fall under these categories. We're not so much going to look at that as we are what she is exploring as far as what is happening to these people. And we're going to see some images. I'm going to try to find some film also. Of course, there's not going to be much, if any, but there are some images out there to kind of bring alive, in a sense, what is being described in the pages of this particular text. We're also going to be delving into this. I believe this source shares a little bit also in regard to Nat Turner. Again, a film about that, and just kind of the way that some prominent historians and minds of that time have sought to pervert the story and retell the story in a way that fits their needs and interests, the needs and interests of the dominant society, and how dangerous that is and can be. But yeah, more to go, more of this source looks more into his end and what they would do with his body. And so that is also a lot to have to look into, and it is not for everyone. So it's not going to be something shared here on YouTube. And then we're going to get into, the secret cures of the enslaved, this particular resource, a lot of the experimentation also, and some even darker sources outside of this to just shed light on again, parts of the historical record that tend to be hidden, that tend to be erased. But this is what a lot of systems in place today were built upon. Lots of bloodshed, as many of us know, and sacrifice. And so, just a few resources here. I'm going to pull up many more. Viewer discretion definitely advised. It's going to be heavy, y'all, but I think it important. And if anything, if no one takes advantage of it, it'll be, something that I compile to be able to reference and use in my future work, especially in the autoethnographical and just ethnographical work that I'm looking to do in the future and the publications that I am looking to author. So yeah, let me know in the comment section if you are interested in delving deeper with me in some of these resources that are extremely taboo, controversial, and that more than likely would be censored on any sort of public platform. Leave a comment below. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to pick back up in plants and human conflict. Forgive me, y'all, if I was reading too fast or ridiculously. I'm going to be more mindful of that in the future. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all be blessed.